Strawman argument is also known as the strawman fallacy. Though the description of the term is too bookish, it simply means that when you're in a debate and you say something, the debater would just take your word to the most extreme of its, let's say, its field of meaning. For instance, you might support freedom of speech and expression of, let's say, this controversial cartoon, French cartoon, comics, Charlie Hebdo, even if you do not necessarily favor the cartoons themselves. The debater would take it to the most extreme and make it look as if you're the most blasphemous, most atheist, and the worst of the worst in the world, who have done even the worse than what the cartoons might express. So, just an example. You do not need to have any idea about what those cartoons might depict. But your debater, well, in this case, the debater could be religious because the magazine expresses a lot of religious images and cartoons, religious criticizes and debunks and, well, satirizes these religious images. And the debater would just, if you support the freedom of expression of the cartoonist, of this comics, then the debater would take it to the most extreme. Well, another example would be, you might be reading a book, maybe for the first time, and you might like to reference that in a debate, and your debater would also take this book to the most extreme and then label you as the, I don't know, the blasphemous or whatever. So these are some examples of strawman arguments. And of course, in politics and these differ. But the idea is this. There's a word that might have been used in an argument, in a debate, and the debater would take the word to the worst, to the most extreme. Might even twist the meaning of the word. That would be what the abstract description of the strawman argument, which is pretty prevalent and common in even everyday life. I bet the strawman argument or the strawman fallacy has nothing to do with The Wizard of Oz, the film where there's a strawman very full. The only straw man who could speak, as far as I know, in the popular culture or in literature, is the straw man and the Wizard of Oz. And well, the corporal version of that idiotic, foolish straw man would be the character Zardoz in the film Zardoz. The name of the film Zardoz indeed derives from The Wizard of Oz, the book and the film, as far as I remember. But yeah, I mean, the only straw character I know, strawman character, is the straw man in The Wizard of Oz. And in the Zardoz, that's more or less like a corporal version. But in both filmic cases, these characters do not fit into the examples I've used in describing and comparing the idiots and fascists in terms of a debate, the context of debate. So I'm not making the case that the strawman argument, the term derived from the film The Wizard of Oz or the book.